Today we're going to look at Google Jamboard and how to use this to interact with your students, especially during distance learning. So the first feature I'm going to look at is the sticky notes. So in sticky notes we can choose a variety of 5 colours or plain, something and we can write short little sentences or little math questions. So for example might be how many legs does a spider have? And you'll see at the bottom there's a little blue line that moves along and that shows you how much space you have left on the sticky note. So if I was just to hold the letter Q, you can see that blue line advancing until it hits red, which means that not really going to be able to see it properly. So I'm going to click save. A lot of those Qs now are off the yellow, and no matter how big I make sticky note, they're falling off. So that blue line just gives you a warning of how much space is left on sticky notes, and if I delete them, these Qs until we get back to blue. Back on blue, I'm going to push it right up to the end. Save, and now you can see that they're all on with a bit of a border. Okay, I'm just going to delete those Qs. Okay, so if you're using this in your class, that question in the middle, and then get your students to share. Now your students have options of how they could answer it. So they could use the pen. They could just write the answer and then their name. So 8, and then they could just write Bob. Or they do that in the pen, or they use a marker using different colours. 8 by Jane. Or they could even create their own sticky note with a different colour and write the answer. 8 by Harry. And they can put their sticky note somewhere on the outside. So we can use this for gathering answers or ideas. I'm just going to create a new frame. So by clicking on the right or even the left icon, we move between. And then if we click on the expand, we can see there's my first slide, second one, and we can add extra frames either before, in the middle, or after. And then if we hover over with the 3 dots are, we can have it duplicate or delete. I'm just going to delete some of these extra ones. Okay, next thing we can also do, we can add an image. It's similar to most of the Google software. I would do it by uploading a picture. If we know the URL, the top part in the taskbar, we know that. If we've got a camera on our computer, we can use that. We can Google image search. If you've got an image from your Google Drive, you can access. Or if you've got some photos in your Google Photos, I'm trying to go Google Images. I'm just going to type in kettle. I'm going to click on this really old kettle. And then I'm going to add a text box underneath. So our next thing, a text box. I'm going to ask, what is this made from? And then again, students can use sticky notes to answer. They could even add in their own text box and say, copper, and the new name will have Mo. Range of responses. Metal by Ollie. And then you discuss. Next that, and the final feature, last 2 features, sorry, is we can add shapes. So we've got 8 sort of standard shapes we can use. So add in arrows if you want to have show a sequence of events, whether you're doing a story and you want to show the progression of a story. So whether doing something like Red Riding Hood, so I might change my pen to red. And hood, and draw a little basket. And then you're showing her walking down the road. Okay, and then you can use the arrows to show how her journey progresses. And then when the arrows come, it always points to right the first time, but if you want to rotate, just the top left-hand corner, and you just rotate your arrow. I might put mine down, and I might draw my next picture. So this one, I might draw the trees. I'm going to browse out again, green trunk, trees, and then I'm going to draw the big bad wolf. Hiding in the trees, watching. Okay, so you can use the shapes of things. And finally, just want to show how you can use this for games. Now the final feature is the laser pointer, which is useful for you if you are trying to show something. So you can briefly circle things, highlight them. Now, when the students find out about this, they do enjoy messing around with it a lot, so be warned that it can get quite distracting when all the students are on the same Jamboard and they're all playing around with the laser. It can look a bit like a fireworks show. So try to maintain order with that. But now I just want to show you how we use sticky notes for maths games. So for example, or just any game, it could be phonics games. So I'm just going to put some numbers down. Yeah. So I've got 40, and then I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to duplicate that. And then I'm going to add another sticky note. Yellow. I'm just going to letter A. And you can see that at the moment that goes above. So what we could create, and you can always change the order. So I can send it to the back, so the 40 comes above, or I can move that. I'm sorry, on to that. And by doing this, what you can do, I'll just change the letter. You break up pairs games. If you had enough of these with different numbers, cover them all up. Cover them all different letters. Okay, cover. Okay, I go. Here's no 4. No, doesn't go. And next person goes. I'm going to go B and A. 40 matching pair. So there's different ways you can use this to create games and be as creative as you like. And then, as always, you've got the sharing options. Okay, but if you create the Jamboard within a shared folder, then the sharing settings will already be automatically shared with the group of people you want to use this.